All right. So this, I know I say this every time, but this image of the cursed House of Atreus was a image I was really looking forward to for a couple of reasons. One is that it's more of a darker horror, uh, Greek tragedy sort of tone, which I always love to go into the darker stuff. And then also, it was an opportunity for me to really dig a little bit deeper into the storylines and really get into the nitty gritty of the generations and how they, relate to one another. So here I am just, putting in my line work and making sure my composition is balanced and that everything is going to fit within the frame. This was a pretty complex image, a lot of characters. I wanted the bloodlines, the curving, veiny bloodlines, the graphic bloodlines in the image. I wanted them to sort of be curving and swooping and flowing in a way that could guide your eye through the composition. So I'm just making sure that this is all laid out in the way that is going to make sense, and that everyone has, all of the characters in the frame have their, you know, sort of room to shine. And it's a little busy. This is always the risk when you do these types of images, that the image can get too busy and too complex and too many sort of art assets within the frame for the eye to take in. But that's my challenge, and that's the challenge of these types of images where we're trying to put in quite a bit of story imagery into one frame. So it's always a challenge, but if I can pull it off, it's satisfying. Yeah, throwing in lots of different colors to start with. I as far as colors, sometimes I have a very specific color palette in my mind, and then other times I'm just kind of moving forward intuitively, and knowing that with Photoshop, I can push colors in a different direction later if I'm not happy with where it is. Um, One thing that I've sort of established thus far with my Greek mythology images is this idea that, like, the gods, the divine, are kind of this gold with like a pink, orange glow. So that's kind of something I'm always probably going to be doing for consistency moving forward. And then this image is going to have some of the blood red behind some of the characters, and I knew there was going to be a strong, red tone and palette in this image for all the blood and betrayal and sort of sacrificing and things going on. So yeah, pretty dark stuff, but very, very compelling literary stuff. Greek tragedy, gotta love it.